Okay. DGP 75. Top of the morning, Steven. Arsenal 2. Dynamo Zagreb. Nil. Oh, wait. It was 3, wasn't it?
It was 3.
How about that, dude? I really didn't think that third goal was coming.
Howdy, the District Gooner Pod. Welcome to another one. Midweek. We love to see a midweek win. Oof, the vibes are good heading into the weekend. 3-0 late, like you just said, a late 3-0. Decent performance. I actually missed the first half of yesterday. I saw a lot of the comments though. I did something I said I wouldn't do. I got on the socials at halftime. Not great. Not a great place to be with a 1-0 lead, but hey, 3-0 at the end of the day, huh?
Yeah, it was. I saw a supporter on Blue Sky pre-kickoff saying, like, may I please just have a boring 3-0 Arsenal win? And it was everything that person asked for, dude. That first half, after we scored in the first minute, it was so lame. I gotta be honest with you. It was just so lame.
It's a great game to have. We had said this on the last pod, like, we just need to get one under our belt. Champions League football is a little bit different. No hate here at all. But watching that second half, it's like, Zagreb is just not to the level. Like, they're just not to the level, which is great. I saw Sterling out there, Zinchenko, Kiwior's playing, doing his thing. Like, it's nice to have players being able to be rotated. And I believe there's 4, right? 4 in total. Who did I miss? J20. J20's the one I missed. There we go. So 4 players in total. So it's nice to see them out there. And a 3-0 win. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, dude, when I was watching that game in the second half, I had a thought that I'm kind of more annoyed with this performance than I was with the draw against Aston Villa. Like, I just feel like as fans, maybe we just have to be a little bit more honest when we play against a good team versus when we play against a bad team. That team in the Champions League was bad, dude. Like, those guys were bad, dude. At least Villa, you can say, all right, like, they tried really hard and they put together a comeback against us. They got a draw. It's a good team. But to see us just not even get out of, like, second gear and honestly look boring at times, look just out of ideas against a very bad team was a little frustrating. But at the end, it ended up 3-0. So it's like, how much can I really complain about? I'm just annoyed that we didn't perform to the standard because I felt like it should have been 6-0, right? Like, if you go to Sporting and you put 5 past Sporting, I need more from you against Dynamo at home.
It seemed like the energy wasn't there. I saw a lot of empty seats at the Emirates. Maybe it was written before the match even was played. This is what it was going to be. From what I saw, it almost had a Europa League feel. A Europa League midweek game, huh?
A little bit, dude. A little bit, absolutely. And, I mean, I don't know how cold it is. It's freezing out here, right? Like, it has been single digits all week. It's about to finally end, I think, after this weekend. But if it's just this cold in London, I don't blame people for not going to the game and thinking, yo, this one's a wrap, right? I'm not going to show up for this one, boys, in all of my gear.
Hey, and it's a footballing pod. Credit where credit's due. Looking at the table, guess who is even on points with Zagreb?
I don't know.
Manchester City.
Wow.
Even on points with Zagreb, sitting 25th and 26th place. So, hey, happy Champions League this year, huh?
Dude, that could mean that they don't even make the next round at all if they stay in that spot.
It was a tough result for them yesterday. I think PSG was below them because PSG now has 10 points. City sitting at 8. So that was a big game yesterday to kind of get into the top 24. And PSG took it to them.
Yeah, the format, I mean, I genuinely believe that Arsenal's Champions League performances have been so underappreciated by the fan base this entire season. Probably some of it has to do with the new format, but when you think back to this team being in the Champions League for the first time last year, in how long? And then for the team to be performing at this level, haven't had a single loss, am I right? Or did we lose to Inter?
I think we lost that game.
That might have been a 1-0 loss, yeah. But I know that we've only conceded 2 goals in 7 games, and we're sitting comfortably in that third spot. It looks like the top 8 is all but secured. There's a lot of credit to be given to the team for where they stand in the Champions League, and there's still a lot of excitement to come, dude. I think one of the things you were mentioning on the last spot is bar for bar, if we can get some of our dogs back, I kind of back us in a lot of these knockout games, dude.
Yes, sir. So looking at our actual record in the Champions League, so what you just said is correct. 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Now the loss was against Inter, who's sitting even on points with us in 4th place, and the draw was against Atalanta, who's now in 7th place with 14 points. So we're looking at the cream of the crop right now, right? They are in the top 8. Pending next game. They could still be there. I'm with it. We keep talking about the Champions League. 1 game, going into it, 1 game. People say we can be an emotional club. Hopefully there's a lot of emotion in these games that can get us across the finish line despite the short numbers. I don't like that the league can possibly affect that. I want to consider them almost 2 separate entities, right? They're talking about a marathon versus a sprint. When you're short on numbers, maybe the sprint's what we can do. We can make the sprint competition the long haul. Who's to say? I think we're both keeping our, what do we say? We're keeping our hat in the ring. Or you said you're holding the towel over the edge of the ring, but you're not dropping it yet. That's where we sit with the league. But Champions League, I'm hoping. I'm sitting on the side still with my spectator goggles on.
I'm excited. I'm talking to the players in the corner. I'm trying to pump them up. Get out there. There's a few more rounds left, dude. We need a little bit more from you. Let me patch up this eye. Let me get this blood that's coming out real quick, bro. We're going to be all right, young man. We're going to be all right.
Love it. So getting into the game a little bit, I saw a man of the match. Got to give him a shout out because it's your boy, King Kai. King Kai, man of the match. Saw he had that nice header. It's been a while since he's actually connected on one of those. Finally had a nice connection, put it away. What'd you see from him yesterday?
The King Kai train is boarding, okay? That's 2-2. He's starting to find his rhythm. He's starting to get in front of goal more. He's still connecting the dots. And I was really happy with his performance. And, I mean, I saw a stat that said he has now scored 14 goals in 30 games across all competition this season for Arsenal. Last season, he had scored 14 goals in 51 games across all competition for Arsenal. So the numbers are there. Like, he is performing. Now, do I still feel like we need a little bit more? I think he could really benefit from somebody else sharing the load. And that's still a positive. Hopefully something gets done. We'll chat some January near the end of the pod. But overall, King Kai, very happy. And I got to also say, Martinelli Hive, dude. Back-to-back games again. I've been impressed with what he's doing. The crosses look good. The runs look good. It's a good time to be an Arsenal fan, dude. Don't get too down on yourself, young man.
Martinelli Hive, rise up. Dare I say, did I see a Martinelli with his head up yesterday? Looking. I mean, the cross, right? Left-footed cross. Left-footed cross on the money. It's been a while since I've seen a Martinelli cross get put into the net. So you got to give him flowers. Credit where credit's due. We've been hard on him here, I believe. I think our expectations for him are just very high. And he doesn't seem to be meeting them. Yesterday was a game where, like, yeah, it's you. It's him and Sterling. Sterling gave us what Sterling can give us. Gave us 55 minutes. Didn't have high expectations. That's fine. But Martinelli, I do have expectations for you. He came through for us. Going back to Kai. Yes, he got the headed goal. I saw the highlight on that first goal, though. Declan Rice. What a layoff. So you're talking about he He might not be that sole striker, the one man that can do it all of the time. That's the perfect example. But he can be there to put someone else in a great position to score. What a great touch. I mean, Rice, what money. Like that's a hit you put. I'm sure when that came off his foot, like it felt like something nasty, right? When that came off his foot, he was probably like, ooh-wee.
Yeah, dude. And I told you at the weekend when you were throwing out some of those hypothetical lineups for the backline solution, and I still said, like, I kind of want Rice to be at number 8, dude. He's still the best left number 8 that we have. So put him in his best position, because Marino didn't even get on the pitch. I'm okay with it, honestly. J20, I agree with you. He had a good performance. Him and Zinchenko for a little bit, dude. I swear they were just passing it to one another. You stand on the ball. No, you stand on the ball. Ah, come on, you stand on the ball, dude. They were on my nerves, man.
Controlling the pace of the game. The two players that can control the pace of the game to an absolute standstill.
Yeah,
putting their foot on top of the ball.
I gotta be honest with you. I did not miss Zinchenko slowing everything down. It's already slow, and then you put Zinchenko on top of it, dude. But we might have to rely on him. Did you see? Oh my God, Maslow Skelly. Apparently, he hurt his knee. He couldn't complete the training before. He has to go into scans today. Dude, this outside back, man, somebody needs to break this curse. I don't get it.
Absolutely cursed. It's a real shame. This dude was coming into his own. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Hopefully it's like Waneri, out maybe a couple weeks, can come back. Still has the fitness there. Haven't seen anything definitive yet, so we'll see. That is a little bit scary. That is quite scary. Zinchenko played. I have to give this player a shout out. Just saw he signed a pre-contract with Celtic. Kieran Tierney. See him come on again. Yet again. And I'm like questioning, like, is this dude at the level? Is this guy really someone that we could use to end the season? Beginning of the season, that's the guy I wrote off. I'll be honest with you. I wrote Kieran Tierney off. He's just there. He's just the body to train with the senior squad. Good. I know he's a good locker room guy. We love him. We love Kieran Tierney. But now I'm seeing him play.
He has to be a very good professional, right?
Ooh. Like, what do you think? I'm serious. If this is the issue, so if Miles Lewis Skelly's out and you're giving me Zinchenko and Tierney, just the way Tierney's played in the last, so he's come on the last probably 3-ish games. I like the way he looks, man. I really do.
I think the last 20 minutes, I'm fine. Give him time, right? This has been a very low-key, nice farewell tour for him, actually, I think. And I agree with you. I mean, he hasn't looked to be at fault for anything. If he can play this closer role in a position that we know we've suffered in the past, especially late in the game, I'll take it, dude. Is he up the level? I mean, he's never been not up to the level. It's just a matter of can he be on the field and be up to the level. And that's where the question mark lies. But overall, I gotta also give a shout out to another defender, Kiwior. I think I was talking about, I'm comfortable with him maybe just seeing a game out again. Is he up to the level? I'm really not sure, Steven. This guy just has the mistakes in the locker. I guess it is what it is. But also, we got to roll the dice on him a little bit. The manager does have to trust him in some of those tighter games, dude.
This was a perfect game to play him in. The last Champions League game is going to be a perfect game to play him in. I don't see very many more minutes for him coming. Stock has really fallen for me on him. He's not a center back at Arsenal Football Club. Maybe he's a center back somewhere else, and that's great. I love that for him. But at our club, I just don't think he's a center back. Obviously, he's out of position. He's playing right center back. He's left-footed. That's not great. He's had mistakes in him at left center back. I'd mentioned that Liverpool game, the 2-2. I had forgotten all about him getting spun out in that game, costing us that second goal. Woof. At left back, I do trust him. That's fine. But maybe we're getting to those numbers because now we have Lewis Skelly, we have Calafiori, we have Zinchenko. I even now am saying Tierney, who at the beginning of the season was my missing man. That's 4 folks I would put it in front of him. But hey, it is what it is.
It is, dude. He's just a little bit soft. That's all it is. It's nothing personal, right?
Don't do it to him.
I still think he is my Polish babyface assassin, but he's just a little soft, Steven. That's all it is, man. Speaking of babyface assassins, dude. Martin Odegaard, back on the score sheet. Is this it? Is the Martin Odegaard train arriving soon to board? I don't know.
I don't know. Performance overall, again, I only caught the second half. We've already said we were in second gear, so it's not like this was a Martin Odegaard game. The goal that he scored was not an elegant goal. An elegant goal that you typically see from Odegaard. It was very jammy. But as many people know in the game, that's what it takes to actually get the confidence and start making those elegant goals again. It's just a real nasty one to start off with. See it go across the line. So I hope so, man. I hope so.
Me too, dude. The one thing, if he's listening, stop the fucking fake shots.
Bro, that fake shot he had space to shoot. He fake shoot, like does the fake shot. Then he shoots after that and he still hits the man. What are you doing, bro? Come on.
I know. If he had just ripped it the first time, it was fine, dude. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm watching a basketball player who just loves a pump fake, dude. Loves a pump. You've seen it, right? When they pump fake and then they pull up with the defender in their face. Like, why are you doing that? You were open the first time. You didn't have to pump fake, bro.
I feel like that's vintage Carmelo Anthony. Vintage.
Now that you're in my face, let me drain it on you, bro. Oh, man. All right, let's see. What else? Sterling, I'll be honest with you. Sterling is just not doing it for me, dude. I watched that first half, and I thought sub him at halftime. And it was really nice to see Ethan Nwaneri come on. And Ethan looked good. He looked sharp. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of Ethan, dude, especially as we're recording on, what is it, January 23rd. Still don't have a clear beat on what will happen, if there will be another signing or not. If there isn't, Ethan better be getting some consistent time, dude.
He will be. At this rate, he is definitely going to be. The Sterling hate is a little too much for me. This is my overall take from the game, and this is from me looking at the socials at halftime, which I haven't been doing. So I get onto the socials. I missed the first half. Let's get a vibe check, see how we're doing. The 2 players with the most hate at halftime were Kai Havertz, who ended up being man of the match, and Raheem Sterling, who gave us 60 minutes before the kid can come on when there is no one else available. Okay, like, this is the perfect game for Sterling to give us 60 minutes. Go out there, run around, do your best. Hopefully it comes for you. You hope for the best, but it's Zagreb. We're up 1-0. I'm not expecting him to light it up. I'm just not. We've seen what he can do at this point. Did you really think he's going to come in and give us a hat trick, give us a couple assists? He's not going to give us assists because he's not a great passer, right? He's always looking to do his own thing. He's always looking to drive at players. And if he's not getting past them, hopefully he's losing it in the attacking third and we're not getting countered on. I can't really ask for more from him. It is what it is at this point. It's kind of sad, right? It is just sad.
It is a little bit. I felt like I feel like that's a fair perspective that you share, dude. At the same time, like, Trossard needed a rest. At least one person in that front line needed a rest. So is it better to just have somebody who gives you a 5 out of 10 performance and gets it over the line versus just running the other person to the ground? I hear you. I don't expect him to start at the weekend against Wolves. I really don't. But also, Trossard, when he came on, he still looked sharp. Did you see his interview pre-match where they asked him the reporter asked him about Mikel Arteta previously mentioning that Trossard is a little moany. He's a little moany, and he said that I mean, he can say, I moan, I'm not sure, I'm just a winner. I'm just a winner. And when I feel like things aren't right or I'm not being treated correctly, I will speak out. I want to play. I want to play every game. I want to win every game. I feel like every player should have that in their mindset. And kind of made me love him a little bit more, dude.
That's tough. Like, that's hard. I really like that mindset in this Arsenal squad specifically. I picture Mikel Arteta to be an authoritarian, right? He has total control over the squad, and I believe he expects the players to act in a certain way, right? I'm the boss. You're my players. I'm telling you what to do. It's nice to have someone in the squad like, no, I'm a winner. I believe I can do this. You're not using me. Why? Why are you not? So he's a little moany. So what? And then he comes on, has 2 assists last game. Like, yeah, I like that from him. I just remember that game early in the season when he scored, and you could the celebration was like very angsty, I would say. I like that from a player.
I agree with you, dude. And I got to give some credit to the manager as well. He made subs before the 60th minute. That's a positive. We were winning. We were winning 1-0. And I still felt like, dude, can we make a change? Like, it's not looking great. Let's make a change. The changes we made, one of them was putting TP5 at right back. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is.
Numbers are light, man. It is what it is at this point. The numbers are light. I hope as a fan base we can just like come to these realities. This is what it is now. This is where we're at. Yeah, it's sad. Sterling playing 60 minutes. It is what it is. If we had another youngster, another youth player that could do it, I'm sure Mikel would be looking there instead of Sterling, but we don't. So, like you said, giving our players a rest. He's a senior player. Give us 60 minutes. Give us your best 60, Sterling. Give us all you got. Same thing. TP5, right back. He's been great this season, right? He's probably been our best 6. He has been our best 6. I'll say that with my chest out. He has been. So get him on the field. Let him play. Yuri and Timber 60 minutes. Partey 60 minutes. 3-0 win at the end of the day. Second gear. Hey, move on to the weekend, man.
On to the weekend, dude. Let's have a little chat. Let's try to kind of combine it with January, because obviously we're playing against a team that have one of the players a lot of the fan base is excited about, Matheus Cunha. I imagine he will play the game. I doubt that in the next 2 days Arsenal are going to announce signing him. But I did watch his game this past weekend, and I got the feeling there was a player who kind of felt like, I'm better than my team. I'm not feeling this. There was one moment where him and the coach were talking to each other on the sideline. The coach was like giving him these tactics, and I felt like he was kind of pushing back, like, nah, bro, these tactics are shit. Like, trust me, bro, I'm like that. So I am getting the sense that's a player who maybe wants an out.
So this is a player that's kind of been in the headlines a little bit. I believe he had a contract agreement verbally with Wolves. Hasn't signed it, though. There's been a lot of interest in him. It's not just Arsenal. I believe there's a few other clubs interested. And it seems like Cunha's into that. He's willing to make that move. Now, you yourself have been on the record with me saying you like Wolves. This is in the past. You like Wolves. You like the way they play. You like their players. So I believe you watched Cunha a little bit. What do you see from him? Do you think he could make an impact with the Arsenal?
I absolutely think he will make an impact with the Arsenal, dude. He's 25. I saw a stat. Someone was trying to make the comparison that Sesko, the other January link and summer link that we've had, they said Sesko is 21 and he has scored like something a little more than 50 goals so far. Cunha is 25 and he has scored something a little more than, I want to say 90 goals. And they were saying, I'd rather bet on the future. But I couldn't disagree with that more, because I feel like Cunha's goals are in the Premier League, and the Premier League transfer approach has worked out for us. You know, I look at Trossard. I mean, look at Jesus. I know it's been a little tough, but, even Zinchenko, J20. Now, on the other side, some of the Premier League signings haven't worked out great. Look at fucking Sterling out there. But this player, I'm pretty excited about. From everyone that I've seen us linked with, this is the one where I would put my chips in. But also, I don't think he's worth more than 50 million. That's where it gets a little tricky for me, is if we go and sign this guy for like 70 million, I do feel like we're kind of getting taken for a ride, I don't fuck with that, bro.
That ending really, I guess hits with me, because that's where I'm at. I don't know if I'm a huge Cunha guy. I see him being a lot like Jesus. I think they're very similar. I just looked up his stats real quick. 21 matches in the Prem this season. He has 10 goals. That's not a bad return. Kai Havertz has played 19 matches this season and has 8 goals. I want to say that's pretty on par, right? I think Cunha's a guy, I don't think he can be an out-and-out striker for you. Seems like he's dependent on the players around him. Coming from a Wolves team to Arsenal, the level is going way up, right? The floor has been raised way above Wolves' top. But on the other hand, I don't think he's worth that 70 million, 75, what they're putting out there. That seems like we're going to get swindled on that. That's how I feel about that personally. That 50 range, okay, I think that's good business. Now we're talking. That high cost, I mean, there are other players in that range. Sesko, I like Sesko. Have I watched him? No. I just like the way he looks. I don't remember us having a player like that. I like the way he looks. The Osimhen's, players like that, Gyökeres, in that same price range, that like 70 to, I'll put 90. It's like, yeah, those guys are considered more of the top tier versus the Cunha. I don't think he's considered top tier. Good player, yes. Good player, yes, and he's got fire in his belly. But it'll come down to price, man.
We have to do something. This is just how I feel. This is just how I feel, okay? I'm sitting there and I'm seeing a Nottingham Forest bidding for a Wissa at Brentford. And that's a little frustrating for me. I haven't even heard us bid on anyone. It's been 23 days. So the lack of movement, I'm not fully writing it off. Obviously, my deadline has passed, so I'm definitely not holding my breath over it. But I just feel like, get me a body, dude. Even if it's not a Cunha, even if it's someone that I have to go and Google, that's okay. Go and sign someone that I have to Google, pay just 20 million for it. Fuck it. I don't care. Get something to excite me a little bit, dude, because I've seen talk of, should we recall Fabio Vieira? That's where we are, dude. That's not a great place to be if we're chatting about, should we recall him? He was a very good player, wasn't he?
Bodies. The talk of recalling Fabio Vieira is just like, we need a body. So here it is. We don't have to pay for this one. Here it is. Someone that used to be on your squad that you never use, but here's another body to use in your squad. When I think of this transfer window, I just keep thinking of the meme where the guy's poking with the stick. Like, do something. Just do something. That's all of us fans looking at the board, looking at the manager. Do something, please. Just do something.
Do something, dude. Apparently, they made a new mural. Did you see that of Josh Kroenke? And they say it's time to splash the cash, Josh.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm all for it, dude. It's all good fun. All right, man. Well, I think I don't really have any other January links to share with folks. I'll also say that I'm a little frustrated seeing Manchester City sign like 4 players so far in the window. I mean, as soon as they go through a little bit of a slump, you see what they do. I don't know if it's fair to say we should go and do the same thing. Sometimes it doesn't work out, right? Look at Højlund at Manchester United. They paid like more than 70 million for that player. So would I be more annoyed if the club spend money just to spend money? I think I would be a little bit more annoyed, actually.
I want to say devil's advocate on that. I believe the intentions of the club were not to sign anybody in January. Saka goes down at the very end of December. Jesus goes down at the very beginning of January. things changed very, very fast. So those intentions have now changed drastically where we don't want to sign anybody to we need to sign somebody because there's no bodies left. So I believe that's the difference. Whereas Manchester City sitting in October were like, yeah, we need people because this is a bad season for us. So they were probably already searching on their way to finding who they wanted. So it's a little bit different.
That's fair. All right, man. Well, what do you think the result's going to be this weekend? Do we play on Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday, 10 a.m. here in the district.
And it's away, right?
It is away.
So could be a difficult match, although it could be another game where we score a lot of goals. They're not very good defensively. Their goalkeeper has had a poor season, although in the past I've liked him. I like Jose Sa. I think he does well. But I expect us to show out. And I think Cunha is not the only player at Wolves who feels like I'm a little better for this team. I should leave. I think the player they have in the middle, Lamina, he's also kind of throwing his toys out and trying to maybe push a move. So they just had a manager change. They're just not in a good state. So I'm confident saying we should win, even though it's away. And I'll say 3-1, just because I think Cunha is going to score.
Okay. Last 5, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses for them. So not great form. I'll go with a 2-0.
2-0 sounds good to me, man. All right, I think we got to wrap this one up. I had to run to the dentist this morning, so got to give a shout out to everyone who continues to listen. Got to give a shout out to all the new listeners. Thanks for spending time with us. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the match on Saturday. We'll see you on the other side.
Be easy.